Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, Heather's Country Crochet and More. I hope everyone is doing well. It has been about 3 weeks since my last podcast. I have some news to share. I have some projects to talk about. But first, this is my channel where I talk about my knitting, my crochet, whatever crafty thing that I may get up to. Sometimes I like to put puzzles together. Sometimes I like to diamond paint. Occasionally I cross stitch. I haven't done any of those things in a good while, and hopefully one of these days I will have enough of my hibernating whips completed to where that I can work on some other kinds of crafts. Okay, so I have a finished object to talk about today, some frogged projects to talk about. I have several whips, some acquisitions that I just realized I forgot, so I'm gonna have to go and get. In case you're wondering, you can find me on all of the social medias and everything. All of those links are down in the description box below, as well as the links to everything that I'm going to be talking about today. Everything's in the description box. So let me run really fast and grab these things that I forgot, and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back, and I have the rest of the things that I needed to get. So, before we jump in, go ahead and grab you something to drink, something to snack on, something to work on, whatever you feel like getting. Today I actually have 2 different beverages. One is my Starbucks coffee because it has already been a very long day, and it is currently 4 minutes until 7 o'clock on this Sunday night. It is August the 25th. So I need something to keep me going until bedtime. And I also have my water. And because this is almost gone. Okay, so to get started, the first thing I'm going to talk about is my finished object, which was the Sagano baby sweater, and I'm actually going to have to insert a picture here because I have already gifted this item to my pastor's wife, Clara. I gave it to her at her baby shower on August the 11th, and I just realized after I had made the last podcast video that in that video I think I had said that she was supposed to be due like August the 15th. I was wrong. She's actually due like September 15th. I was wondering why we were having the baby shower for her if she was due 4 days later. But I had misunderstood. But anyway, with this sweater, I had used the Knit Picks Stroll. And I held it double, and it was this color. I had almost a full skein left. I held it double. I knit the size 3 months. This pattern was, or is, should I say, by Lisa Chimery. I'm not real sure how you pronounce that. And I use the 3.5 millimeters for the ribbing and 4 millimeter needles for the body. I started this project July 24th and I finished it August the 9th. So it was a relatively quick knit. However, y'all know me. Once I got to those sleeves, I was like, oh no. And as tiny as they were, I don't have any DPNs in those sizes. So once I got to those sleeves, I was having to do magic loop. I despise magic loop. So it was a hold up for me because I did not want to work on it to do those sleeves, but I crunched it out and finished it and got it done and got it blocked and everything to be able to give her, gift it to her for the baby shower. So her and my pastor were very grateful for that gift. Y'all, my sinuses are acting up. My allergies are going crazy. So forgive me if I sound like stuffed up, because I have been for the last few days, and I'm taking my allergy medicine and it's just not working. So yeah. Okay. So in the stop saying so, Heather. In the last podcast, I had talked about a couple of projects, and since that episode, I've decided to frog some. One being the lavender tea. I had talked about on here that I wasn't sure if I was going to continue working on it and leaving it the way that it was, or if I was going to frog it. Well, I decided to go ahead and frog it. It just was not, it wasn't what I wanted. So I went ahead and frogged it. Another thing that I decided to frog is, and I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to, is the Joseph's blanket, the baby blanket that I was working on. I have decided to frog that and turn it into a different baby blanket. And I'll talk about that later when I'm talking about another project. Another project that I have actually decided to frog is my granny stripe worsted weight blanket that I had in hibernation. So I had started it with all of my worsted weight acrylic yarn scraps, and I put it in hibernation, and then I got to looking at it and everything, and I just decided, I was like, you know what, I am just gonna frog that, and then I'm just gonna do something else. So I'm actually gonna talk about this in my whip section, but I did start a new scrappy blanket with that yarn, but I'll show it in my whip segment. So yeah, that is projects that I have frogged. However, it did not lessen my workload any by frogging any of that, because I have still kind of had not quite as bad, but a little bit of cast-on-itis. I have still, y'all, I'm never gonna finish all my projects ever. I swear I feel like that anyway, because I have such a problem with starting new things, and some of the stuff that I start I finish, but some of it, like all of these blankets, I'm not kidding y'all, I have like 20 blankets going, and I start all of these blankets and then I work on them and then I see a new one that I like and I cast it on or start it or whatever, and then they go into hibernation and I feel like I never finish them. I'm gonna finish them one day. Alright, so let's move on to my whips. So the first thing that I want to talk about is a new cast on. And I have been just so enjoying this project. I have probably worked on it the most since the last podcast. I have started, and let me get it situated here so I can show y'all. Oh Lord. Okay, hold on. Oops. My yarn's all tangled and everything, so just bear with me. Hold on. Okay. Let's see. How does it go? Okay. I started a stripe hype sweater. And so, let me tell you. Alright. You'll notice that it has a collar already, but it also has one completed sleeve and almost a second completed sleeve. I'm on the cuff. So why I did this is I got this far, okay? I've already completed the second color stripe sequence in the body of this sweater, and so technically I'm only supposed to have one more color stripe sequence for the body of this sweater. Well, I tried it on, and no, I haven't blocked it, but I tried it on, and it is my row gauge on this must be like way different than hers, because y'all, let me just see if y'all can get an idea just by me kind of holding it up. See that? So with the next color sequence, it'll only be to like right here. So I went ahead and done the sleeves so that I could get a more accurate like length of how long this sweater is gonna be, and in doing that, okay, I have decided, well, maybe decided that depending on how this looks once I finish these colors, I may just go ahead and turn it into like a sweater dress that I could wear with like some leggings or tights or something. So okay, let's talk about this a little bit here. I'm running out of room to sit stuff. Okay, so if you do not know yet, this pattern is by Veronica Lindbergh. Her YouTube channel is Katova Kika, and I started this project August the 7th, and I'm knitting the size 6. And so in her pattern, it calls for 4mm needles and 3mm needles for the ribbing. Well, I don't have 3mm needles. So, because I have my Chalgoo interchangeable set, and it doesn't have a 3mm needle. All it has is a 3.25mm needle. So I'm doing my ribbon in a 3.25mm needle. Now, as for the yarn, so for the main color, this is the color that I'm using. I am doing my Sandnes Garn Double Sunday in this like light-ish gray. I really don't know. It has a color number 1042. It doesn't have an actual color. So this sweater is gonna be like such a variety of different yarns mixed up. And when I say that, it all has wool in it, okay? But there's several different kinds of yarn in here, and you're gonna see when I go through this. So the Double Sunday is 100% merino wool. Okay. Now, for this pink here, I'm using a color that I had gotten from, let me try to, I have all the tags here. I'm gonna see if I can show them to you. Okay. Okay, so this was a Salty skein by 3 by the Sea Designs. And what her Salty skeins are, if you're not familiar, is when she is like practicing with trying to come up with a colorway that she's trying to get just right, she'll sell them as Salty skeins. And I had purchased some, and so that is what they are. And I'm okay. So this is a fingering weight. The Double Sunday is a DK. All right, so what I'm doing is I'm using this color and then this. Oh. And I'm holding it double, or I held it double, should I say. I held it together with this, and it made that so pretty pink color. I'm trying to remember. Trying to remember if that is the Surrey that I had, or if it was the mohair that I had. Because let me see. Projects. Let me see. Okay. Oh. Okay. I'm not sure which one it was. So, spoiler alert. I'm actually using 2 fuzzies yarns in this sweater like that, and one of them is, or they're both from Yarnaceous Fibers. I cannot hold on to this yarn label. Okay, so one is Raptor lace, and it is a Surrey alpaca and silk blend. And the other one is a Jabaria lace, and it is a mohair and mulberry silk blend. So I can't remember which one was which. And I think that this is the mohair, but I'm not positive. Okay, so for the second color here, this like brownish color, it is this one here, and this is actually a, okay, this one's it. Okay, this one is just 100% superwash wool, and it's from the yarn box. And this was a yarn store that I had went to in North Alabama, and I had bought a few like single skeins of yarn. Now for that color, for this one, I just held it double with itself. Alright, now, okay, on to the sleeve straps. Alright, so this purple here was actually a yarnable colorway, and it is love language. It was actually, you know, one of my yarnable subscriptions. So yeah. Now the red is also a hypnotic yarn color. I had got it in a set, but I just pulled it. It is the color Valor. So, okay. So some of these yarns are like merino nylon blend sock yarn. Some is 100% merino wool. Some is cashmerino. I have a skein of cashmerino. This color here is 80% extra fine superwash merino, 10% mulberry silk, and 10% cashmere. And this will be in the body of the sweater. However, these are the other two colors that I had. You know, I'm pretty sure that this is the mohair because it looks different, like silkier. It looks silkier than the other one, so I believe this may be the mohair. But I'm going to hold it double with this colorway for straps in the body. And okay, let me find, that was the blue, the darker blue color was also a salty skein from 3 by the Sea Designs. Okay, so the reason there are still 2 colors to do for stripes in the body is because, as I said before, there is some questionability about how long this sweater is going to be, because when I tried it on, it seemed to be a lot shorter than what I expected it to be after the second color stripe sequence already. So therefore I had added one more color to the body. So instead of having just 3 color stripe sequences, I will have 4, unless I decide to keep going and make it into a sweater dress. Then I will have more. And so what I did was I just pulled single skeins from like all of my sock single skein cubby here, and it's actually helping me to use up some of these single skein yarns that, you know, I know that I'll never get around to actually making any socks out of it. So, but I'm really excited about this sweater. I'm really loving it. I have enjoyed working on it so much. And, yeah, I can't wait to finish it, but I am enjoying working on it. So, what is going on with this yarn? What's happening? Okay, it just keeps tangling up. So, yeah, I really feel like I'm going to have this finished soon. Unless I decide to make it into a sweater dress, then it'll take a little longer, but it is going to be so fun to wear. So I'm loving it. Oh, I wanted to show y'all how I'm doing my ends, if I can find them. Okay, so here's some. So I'm just carrying, well, let me find it. Oh, it's on the other side, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, well, this kind of shows. It's all twisted up. So I'm just carrying my colors over the stripes so that I don't have quite as many ends to have to seam in or weave in, I mean. So hopefully that is going to be okay, where it works out okay that way. I think it will be, because it's looking really good. And so I'm very, very, very excited about it. And my plans are to finish that cuff after I finish this podcast. So, because then all I'll have is just to go round and round and round and round on the body. Okay, next whip is my salty air tea, and I have worked on this, y'all. I promise I have, but I don't think you're going to be able to tell it, because of course I forgot to put in a progress keeper. But I have worked on this. Look at that lace pattern. It's so pretty. It's gonna look so good once I finish it. So, almost, well, no, I'm probably about halfway through the lace repeats, maybe, or the lace charts, whatever. Yeah. Okay, this pattern is by Samantha Guerin. I started this pattern on July the 16th. Yeah, it's been a little while. I have just worked on it leisurely, because there's a lot of stitches on the needles, and there's a lot of like lace chart repeats, so I can only do like a couple of rows at the time, because all of that lace stuff, those yarn overs and knit two togethers and all that stuff, I love stockinette, okay, in the round. I love stockinette in the round. I could knit stockinette in the round. A lot of knitters say that just plain stockinette in the round is so boring to them. Let me tell you something. I love stockinette in the round. I mean, yes, I do. I know that it just looks so plain and everything, but I love to just sit and knit and watch TV, or sit and knit somewhere, and it's so easy to do that if you have stockinette in the round projects. So I love stockinette in the round. So this lace, I love this lace pattern, okay? I love the way it's turning out. I love the way that it is working up. And I know that it is going to just be absolutely gorgeous when I finish it. But I want it to be done, but I'm also having to push myself to actually do it, to work on it. So I'm trying to just like work on it a little bit along, and that way that there's some progress made on it, but I'm not getting just completely burnt out on it. So I'm knitting the size 6 in this pattern. It calls for a 3.25 and 3.5 millimeter needle. The yarn that I'm using is a chick that knits her cotton merino 50-50 blend, and I am using the colorway Heather. So that's another reason why I'm going to be so glad when I finish this project, because the yarn has my name. So I'm going to be very glad when I finish that, because then I'm going to be like, yep, I made this, and this color is my name. Okay, next whip. And this is a whip that y'all have not seen in a while, because it has been in hibernation for quite a while. However, this is a caramel ribbon crunch frappuccino, and one of those little crunchies just got in my mouth and it about choked me. Okay, so this pattern has been, or this project has been in hibernation for a very long time, and I pulled it back out I don't know, a couple weeks ago, and picked it back up and put it back into rotation. And what project is this, do you ask? It would be my Twisted Tea shorts, and I officially have one leg and it is almost complete. I just have to finish the ribbon and bind it off. Yay. So the last time that y'all saw these, I had knit some of this body part here, but I was not split for the legs, I don't believe. But yeah, so I have, as you can see, I've knit all of the body part, split for the legs, knit the left leg, and I'm on the ribbon for the left leg. So, and I'm just going to use these shorts as like some lounge around the house kind of shorts. So I didn't make them like extremely long or anything. So let me talk about this pattern a little bit. This pattern is by Brianna Lupino. You may have heard of her. You may know her as the Little Wolf Knits. I'm knitting the size 6 on 3.5 millimeter and 3.75 millimeter needles. The main color yarn is the Yarn Bee Authentic Hand Dyed yarn in the Elysian Dusk colorway, and the brown is just a merino nylon blend, fingering weight, that I dyed myself. And y'all, here's the kicker. I started this project April 14th of last year. That's how long this project has been a whip. In hibernation, for that matter. And it's shorts, okay? And how long can shorts really take? I mean, come on. I should have finished these a long time ago. Y'all know. Y'all know how it is. It just be like that sometimes. Okay. So, hoping to finish those soon because they really need to be off my needles because I got other things that I need to be working on. Okay. Okay, another new cast on. But it should be like, I would think a fairly quick, maybe, project. Alright, so I cast on, there's a lady that goes to my church, and she is like a very strong support system for me. She is somebody that I can go to when I'm down and out or anything like that and talk to, and she's there and she supports me. She doesn't judge me or anything. She just prays with me and tells me, you know, that she's there for me, things like that. So I decided to knit her. I decided that she was very knit worthy, first of all. So I wanted to find something simple enough because she's very I don't really want to say conservative, but she's not a flashy person either. Like she's simple. So I cast on a Sophie shawl for her, and I've never knit this pattern. I've heard about this pattern so much. So it is a pattern by Petite Knit. I'm knitting the large size with 5mm needles, and apparently my Chalgoo 5mm needles are tied up, I believe, in my Felix cardigan. I'm not sure. So these are my, oh goodness, what are these called? I don't use these very much. I believe they're from Knit Picks. Can't remember. Okay, they're Knitter's Pride. They're my Knitter's Pride needles. Okay. Because I have an interchangeable set with these too. So I put them on a long cord. I have the mindful cords for these because they swivel. So they're really, you know, they're comfortable. However, I really usually like Chalgoo needles because Chalgoos are pointier than these, but these are working really well for this shawl. Now, granted, I have not gotten very far. I have not worked on it very often. I try to work on it in increments of repeats. So like I'll do a set of repeats. I may pick it up, do a set of repeats, and then set it back down. So yeah, the yarn that I'm using, this pattern calls for I think I'm using a different yarn than what it calls for. So let me look. Okay, no it doesn't. It calls for a worsted. Okay, so it calls for a worsted. I'm using a worsted. I'm using the Karen cinnamon swirl cake in the marble colorway. And I think that my lady friend at church will love this because they are soft colors, and then there's neutrals, and then so I just believe she'll love it. I believe she will, and I believe that she will put it to very good use in wearing it as well, because she does love to wear like cardigans and shawls and things like that. So that is the Sophie shawl. And I did consider doing like what is it, the Sophie, the other Sophie, the Sophie scarf. I did consider doing the Sophie scarf instead of the shawl, but we're in Alabama, and it's not really, it never really gets scarf wetter. It never gets scarf wetter here. It never gets scarf weather here, in my opinion. I mean, I guess some people, if they're, you know, like severely cold natured, but I'm like severely hot natured. So it would never get scarf weather for me. I just thought a shawl would be better, so I went with a shawl instead of a scarf. Okay, I'm almost finished with these whips, y'all. I know, there's a bunch. I'm sorry. I can't help it. I'm not sorry. Okay. So the next thing I want to talk about is my crochet along that I'm participating in. It's not mine. It's actually Mima Makes crochet along that I'm participating in. It is the Yorkshire cow blanket, where you're crocheting a bunch of squares to put together at the end. Last podcast I had shown, I can't remember if I had shown these last ones or not, so I'm going to show them in case I didn't. So this was week 4, block 4, and these two colorways. So very textured block here, very pretty. I like it. This was I'm using the Advent calendar yarn, mini skein yarns that I dyed last year. So this is my 2023 Advent calendar that I'm doing these with. So this was week 5. Fun. Okay. And I have started week 6, and that's all I've gotten so far on it. So I'm only on the first one for week 6, and then I got wrapped up in that striped hat sweater, and so I got behind on this. Well, yesterday, which was the day that each weekly square comes out, new weekly square. Yesterday, week 8 came out. And so I am now behind technically 3 squares, which week 8, really? Oh gosh, I cannot talk tonight. Okay, week 8 you'll have like all this week to crochet. So I'm not technically behind on it yet, but I'm definitely behind on week 6 and week 7. So I'm gonna try to probably not catch up completely this week, but I'm gonna try to at least get week 6 done and week 7 started, so that maybe I won't fall too far behind, because I really don't want to fall behind like that. But yeah, so I'm using a 3.5 3.5 millimeter hook to crochet these with. This is finger and weight yarn. And again, this is Mima Makes on YouTube, that is holding this Yorkshire blanket cow. Okay. Alright. This is the big one. It's not quite the last one. Let's see. There's 1, 2. Okay, there's only 2 left. 2 whips. But this is a big one. Okay. So, at the beginning, I talked about how I had frogged my granny strap blanket and started another scrappy blanket. Alright, well, these scrappy blankets work up extremely fast for me. So, I have, it's not finished, but I have a lot done on it. Yes. Okay. So what I do, I don't follow a pattern for this. I just take 2 colors, 2 worsted weight acrylic yarn colors, hold them together, and use an 8 millimeter hook, and it's just half double crochets every stitch all the way across, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So when you run out of one color, you just tie in a new color and keep going. You never stop. There's no weaves. There's no ends to weave in. Except for your beginning, where you start your chain, and then wherever you decide to end it and tie off. So you can crochet it as wide as you want, as long as you want. It's the best scrappy blanket to me. I love them. I've made 2, and I'm technically making another one that's for my husband. It has been in hibernation for a very, very long time, because it is being done the same way as these scrap blankets, except to me it's very boring, because it's only 2 colors throughout the entire blanket. It's just like a lime green and a black, and so I get tired of looking at those 2 colors all the time while I'm working on that blanket. And he is like 6 foot tall, so this blanket has to be extremely long to be able to cover him. So yeah, I'll finish it one day. Okay, so the last whip that I want to talk about is my commission project. So last podcast I showed, good Lord, I showed my commission project that I had started, and it was just a simple rectangle granny square where I was changing colors. And so I was watching, it wasn't long after I podcasted that I was watching, I can't remember if I was just like scrolling on Instagram or if I was actually watching like some podcasts on YouTube. But Kay of the Crazy Sock Lady had started a baby blanket, and it was called the Rainbow Ripple Baby Blanket. And I was like, ooh, that would be really pretty in these colors. So I messaged my customer about it, and I sent her a picture of a picture of like what the blanket would look like, and asked her would she rather it be in that style, and she was like, girl, I'm not picky, you just do whatever you want to. So I was like, oh yes. So I frogged the rectangle granny square blanket, and I decided to make it into the Rainbow Ripple blanket, but in these colors. And how cute is this, y'all? Oh, it is so cute. And as you can see, I have worked a ton on this because I have not wanted to put this down. I have enjoyed it so much. It's such a simple pattern that I can watch TV while I work on it. I don't have to really think too much. You know, I mean, I have to pay attention sometimes when I'm getting to certain places, but I don't have to think just extremely a lot about it. So, yeah, just look, that's so pretty, and I'm almost finished. I think I'm going to finish off this white. I don't know exactly if I'll have enough of the gray to do 2 more gray stripes, and I want the gray to be the very end stripe. So I'm trying to decide if I should finish off the white and then do the last round with the gray and just be done. But I had started with the blue in the middle, and I kind of wanted to end with the blue being the last like stripe of the blanket, like thick stripe, but I think it'll be okay if it's not. I just don't want to run out of gray yarn. But the last like round of the blanket is worked a little bit different, so I kind of need to know if, I don't know, I'm gonna have to do some thinking on that one. But I am almost finished, and I love working on this. So earlier when I was talking about, let me put this down. Alright, so earlier when I was talking about how I am going to frog the Joseph's blanket that I had started, I've done got the hiccups. I didn't get very far on it to begin with, so I decided I'm gonna frog it. After doing this, I was like, I'm gonna make this blanket out of that yarn again, because y'all, very rarely do I enjoy making something so much that I want to do it again right then. And this blanket has been that way for me. With it being a baby blanket, it just seems like it works up so fast, and then it's over with, and I just want to keep going. So yeah, I have decided that I'm definitely going to make another one of these blankets out of that yarn that I was using for that Joseph's blanket. So stay tuned, because you're gonna see it eventually. I don't know when yet, but I feel like it's gonna be pretty soon, not very too far in the future, honestly. Okay, so that takes care of the whips. So now we'll move on to my acquisitions. It's not a lot. So I had seen, I believe it was Nick, California, Leslie, that had posted on her Instagram stories maybe that Dusty Yarn Co. was having a sale. It's been, I don't know, probably 2 months ago that I ordered this yarn because it was a pre-order. And if you follow Nick California, then you have seen this colorway because it is the colorway that Leslie is using as her main color in her stripe hype sweater. So this is the Dusty Yarn Co. colorway Dry Heat, and it is the Luxe Silk Cashmerino base. It's 70% superwash merino, 20% silk, 10% cashmere. And there's 437 yards. And when I first ordered this, I had like something specific in mind, and I don't remember what it was. I think it is like a tank top, because I know that I can do a tank top with 3 skeins, and I only ordered 3 skeins, so it had to have been a tank top. Maybe a Tulsa tank or something by Rebecca Clow. I don't know. Alright. So, but yeah, that Dry Heat color, I don't know what it is about the colors, like, that I've been, they've been kind of similar, that I keep tending to order here lately. Alright, so the next thing that I ordered, I do know that this was advertised on Nick California's Instagram stories, because I just ordered this like a week or 2 ago. But this came from Twice Sheared Sheep's shop. Goodness. And this is one of their row counters, and I had to get it because of the little kitty cat on there. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. I had to have it. So this is for the medium size needles. So yeah, I had to have it. I had to, and it was on sale. I forget how much it was on sale for, but yeah, it was on sale. Alright, so that's all of my acquisitions. Now, a little bit of life update here for y'all. So, at the beginning I said I had some news to share. And I do. So, I've been keeping this kind of like a secret so far because I was waiting to see how it was going to pan out. And so now I can talk about it. So this past Monday, I started a new job at a insurance company. Said insurance company is the insurance company that me and my husband have held insurance at for, I don't know, the better part of probably 10 years. And since I've added my son, and he's gotten old enough to drive, and since I've added him on there, our insurance, it seemed like, just shot up like sky high. So I told my husband, I said, you know what, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna cancel this plan, and I'm gonna get us I'm gonna search around for some cheaper insurance. So I went up there one day and to the local office that I've always dealt with, and I go in there to cancel my insurance plan. And when I go in, here I am now in a old t-shirt, some jogging pants, and some flip-flops, okay? Hair in a bun, and I get offered a job, and I'm like, are you serious? So this was several weeks ago that this happened, and So Monday I finally started, and I am really enjoying it. I'm loving it. Right now I am studying every single day, all day, to take the insurance agent license test, whatever, so that I can actually start selling the insurance to customers. But I was very, very excited, and I have been enjoying it. However, now that I'm in an office 8 hours a day, that does majorly cut in on my project time. So for this past week, I have not had a lot of time to work on my projects, and it may get to where some of my projects start taking longer to do because of that, because I'm not getting off now until 6 o'clock in the afternoon. And then, of course, you know, we have to deal with getting supper ready. And then, you know, after supper is finally when I can get to sit down and try to just relax and watch some TV and do my knitting. But how, you know, by then I'm just like, I just want to go to bed. I'm tired. So I did take a project with me to work Friday, which was my twisted t-shirts, and I worked on them a little bit during my lunch break, because I do get an hour lunch break. So I think that that's what I'm going to do to try to work in some project making time, is I'm going to just take a project with me to work on during my lunch, and I just do what I can in the afternoons, and then, you know, commit to trying to make my projects on the weekends, or on my off days, because I will have some of the holidays, like national or whatever. What are they called? National holidays? I don't know. Anyway, I'll have those off, so I can work on them then too. But I don't know if I'm gonna be able now to complete all the projects that I had on my Make 9. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to complete all of the projects that I had in mind to knit for Christmas presents or anything like that. But I'm not going to stress myself out about it. They're just projects. They'll get done when they get done. Because, you know, I feel like this has really been a push in the direction that God has been sending me. So, I honestly feel like this is where God wants me right now. And so I am fully trying to embrace that. So yeah, life has been very good lately. I am enjoying it for a change. I mean, I'm not gonna say for a change. I've always enjoyed making my projects. However, I've not really enjoyed life outside of my projects in a long time, and now I do. So, and this is a permanent job, and that can actually very seriously potentially be a career for me, which is what I have been searching for so long, and something that I can count on to be there, and that I don't have to go and work these crazy hours out at these outages and stuff anymore. So I'm really truly thankful and blessed that this has happened for me. So yeah. So that pretty much wraps up the life stuff for me. Reading and watching. So I have not had time to do any reading since the last podcast, so I am still on the same books, Left Behind and the oh my goodness, When Calls the Heart series. My mind blanked. Okay. Watching, so I am on the last season of The Resident, finally. And I started rewatching Bridgerton. I cannot wait until the next season of that comes out. I know it's going to be like next year, I believe, before it comes out, and I just cannot wait. And I'm still waiting for the next season of Stranger Things to come out. It seems like they're never going to put it out, and I'm so ready for it to come out. And I also watched the Twisters movie, the new Twisters movie. And I have to say, I did enjoy the movie. I'm not going to say I didn't. However, I do like the first Twister movie better. Call me old school, I don't know. The new one, I think I would have liked it better if some of the old characters had been in this new one or something. If there was some kind of relation to it other than just Dorothy. Yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed the first one better. So, but yeah. Alright, well, I did get a little chatty this time, I think. Sorry about that. But I think that's it for this podcast or this video. If you are still with me, thank you so much for watching. And please, if you are not subscribed, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you're able to. And if you like this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up. Give it a share if you can. And I hope to see y'all back, or I won't literally see y'all, but I hope y'all come back next time. I hope y'all enjoyed it, and I hope y'all have enjoyed spending time with me today. And I guess that's it. So I will see y'all next time. Until then, be safe, be blessed, and bye.